Namaste, Namastizzle. It's your man, Magic LaQuizzle. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters, and even to the trolls. Greetings, what's up, shalom. How you living? How you living? Magic LaQuiz here. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. Almost the weekend, the middle of February already. Um, Valentine's Day has come and gone. Hope that y'all got you some, or shit, use your hand or whatever you had to do to release some uh love juice. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. Um, and like I said, in the midst of of in the midst of such a mad time. Yes, it's a great time to be alive, but yes, it's also a disturbing and disconcerting time to be alive also. So much is going on. It's like if I went live every day, I would have content every day to talk about something. Where should I begin? You know what I mean? Where should I begin? But first, let me reiterate from other lives that you should be filling your mind with positive things, positive like lectures, information. So you are what you eat. You know what I mean? So, um, but my three favorite, this is just my three favorite, would be Bobby Hemmett, C. Freeman L, Azazel Bay. Y'all already know this. I've said it many times. Those are my top three. Honorable mention goes to Asir, the Duke of Tears. Um, you got Black Dot. You may want to go with the younger generation. I will put Black Dot with them though, because he's been out since the 90s. Last time he was here is when we was honoring Azazel Bay on the 1 year tribute of his passing. You see what I'm saying? So if you have not gotten or viewed Hip Hop Decoded, you are missing out on a bomb ass book, bomb ass lecture as well. You see what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it is a cloudy day today in Texas. Cloudy but warm. Honestly, I think our winter is pretty much over with. You know what I mean? I think it's over with. So, yeah, let's see who's in the chat. Is anyone here yet? What's up, Tosh? How you doing? Be safe driving. Hey, Sharon. Peace, Konami. Time is speeding wide. Next to be summer. Right. When you think about it, it's already been 3 years since uh, the winter storm here in Texas when we got trapped, literally trapped in our house for 4 days with no power. By that fourth day, my wife was starting to go a little stir crazy. And, she tells everybody that I helped her through it, even though we was both going through it. But it was pretty much, for one, it was ice cold. And we ain't have, I mean, we have much to do, but with no power, all we could do was listen to music and read and be in each other's face all day. Not that we have a problem with that, but you get my point. When you can't really do anything, you can't communicate with people. We had my people from Virginia and Philadelphia, because Virginia is where she's from, checking in on us, making sure we was all right. I mean, she cooked every day still. We used our propane grill, made coffee every day. Everything was pretty much the same. As you don't realize how comfortable having electricity is until you're without it. You know what I mean? Until you are without it. But thankfully, we made it through. You know, um, I don't want to seem like the guy who, or the little boy who cries wolf, but still stay prepared for anything. You know what I mean? Stay prepared. you know. Have any of you checked out Azazel News? Peace, Caribbean Grandma. What's going on? What's um all right. Um Damn, what's going on, Terenzo? What's up? Um we just got our ass kicked in bowling. I'm in the league and I think we're the number 15 team as far as standings, and we was going up against the number 14 team. Something like that. Either 16 or 14 they were. But they blew our ass out the water. It wouldn't have made a difference if all four of us had good games. I mean, I have good games, but goddamn, when you at least two of their members, at least two of their members is over 200 every game and shit. You know what I mean? So those of you who know bowling know what I'm talking. Are you signed up for Azazel News? You have to be careful because if you are away from it, it's gonna, I promise you, you will miss it. You will miss stuff because they are constantly spitting out information, constantly, at least every 5 minutes. Literally every 5 minutes, something's coming up. Join Azazel News a couple years now. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That is what's up. Um, so Rachel, let's start there. Rachel Dolezal, excuse me. This is how you know. This is how you know um, time is speeding by. It is already 10 years. Already 10 years since Rachel Dolezal was busted. Now, for those of you who don't know, Rachel Dolezal passed herself as black and was running a chapter of the NAACP. They really didn't know that this chick, they thought this chick was a light-skinned black female. It's already been 10 years since that happened. You know what I mean? Already 10 years. And she should have known that she was never going to be able to live a normal life, but she got caught again, y'all. She got caught again. Not for the same reason. She got just fired from a job, I think in California, for her OnlyFans account. Wait, Dora pause. Back up, rewind, reverse. Rachel Dolezal has an OnlyFans account. Did y'all know that? Yeah, you can hardly manage the information overload because it's constant. It is absolutely constant, you know? So, yeah, Rachel Dolezal, I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Rachel Dolezal got fired because she has an OnlyFans account. NAACP was founded by the Revelation 2:9 folks. Indeed. Um, yeah. For those of you who did not know, she had an OnlyFans account. And I believe she had a significant following. I have seen the pictures of her OnlyFans account. And yeah. Honestly, not bad. Hey, look, I'm a man. You know, I'm gonna look. Of course, I'm gonna look. You goddamn right, I'm gonna look. I've seen the pictures, and I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, she got fired for that, for having one. She was teaching. She was going under an alias, under a different name, and teaching students. You believe that? Um, yeah, crazy, isn't it? If you have never, all right, but back to serious stuff. If you have never, let's say you started, usually my content is geared toward newcomers, new to the craft or new to knowledge, however you want to put it. A good starting point would be Khalid Muhammad. Now, I am surprised. I am absolutely surprised that his content is on YouTube. Khalid Muhammad was raw. If you've never seen him, type in Khalid Muhammad and on the Phil Donahue show. Phil Donahue was the equivalent of Oprah. You know, fantastic, raw and uncut. He was very unapologetic. Matter of fact, let's see. Give me a second here, y'all. What the hell? Trying to go in here. 1 second. I am completely surprised, like I said, because he exposes so much. Of course, that's why they had to take him out. You know what I mean? There's a price to pay for revealing truth and for being, unapologetic. Be quite honest. He did also. She should have been fired. Namaste, Katrina. What's up? What's up, brother Moore? Peace, Wadu, Namaste, hi, hello, Ashe, all that good stuff. Wow. He had Farrakhan on there. Farrakhan was actually on Barbara Walters as well. He made her cry. You know, um, the 740 group, what's going on? I totally agree with that. Y'all see what Konami said? Donahue was like the last vestige of interviewing integrity. You know what I mean? He was the last of it. He absolutely was. I actually watched the Phil Donahue show. I was back then. I was into all of them. You couldn't help but to be that because it was all out. You had Phil Donahue, of course, bitch ass Oprah. Um, who else? Yeah, Jenny Jones, Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer's though, you ain't gonna get no knowledge. You're gonna get straight drama. Maury, and what's the guy? Geraldo. Geraldo, Sally Jesse Raphael. All these talk shows were out around that time. Like I said, I'm surprised they allow that to be on YouTube. All right. So let's go to another one who I consider a master teacher, Khalid Muhammad. Is there no sound? Interesting. I had just played this and it was plenty of sound. Wow. Give me a second, y'all. I had just played that. Now there's no sound. Isn't that interesting? Let me try again. Huh. Here we go. I promise you, I just had this open. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Try one more time.
This man was in Africa, in South Africa, preaching in Durban, Johannesburg.
The hell? And then there's no sound. Well, that's that. Ricky Lake and Chicago's own Jenny Jones. Yeah. Steven even had a show after Maury. Steve Wilkos. I think that's still on. You know, I think that's really still on. I would really love to share that with y'all. Unfortunately, now the sound don't work. You see what I'm saying? Coincidence? I guess. The clip that I wanted to show y'all is the secret relationship between blacks and Jews by Khalid Muhammad. Okay. What can I do? You know what I mean? What can I do? I got something else for y'all though. That don't one thing don't stop the show. Let's see. Just give me one moment.
Our family, this is your brother Sarnetta checking in with the
family. I'm not going to talk about nobody. I really ain't. I'm going to start right about here. All right. Let's go with Bobby then. Let's just go with Bobby.
And I'm not talking about nonviolence, I'm talking about deal with them. This was before the nonviolent movement, just to come in the face of the white boy and deal with them without getting killed. Bayard Rustin, because he had done this shit in the 1940s. See what I'm saying? And he's a gay cat. So the point I'm trying to make here is, you can't separate things out of a box. You see what I'm saying? Now, the question you asked, that particular question, it simply means that we must put that down as the same as we do any other pathologies or ailments we had in this hills of North America, and it should be added to that. In that particular case, that brother and sister can take their place amongst all other brothers and sisters that we got what we call in Niggas Anonymous. That's just one of the, you see what I'm saying? That's just one of the things. But you can't omit them. You understand what I'm saying? When we got the same kind of pathology, so you got to look at it on a bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? On a bigger picture. Now, as far as homosexuality in the rampant aspect of what's been going on in the last 10 years, how do we protect our and let me tell you, no, I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
Listen to what he says.
This has nothing to do with the gay person that you meet out in the street. I understand. Because you lashing at that, I'm gonna tell you what this thing is about. I was in Newark, New Jersey in 1996. Some brothers roll up on me and say, yo, we got 4 brothers we used to hang out with. You know, he said it was 5 of them. He said, no, it was 6 in all. He said, well, 6 brothers we used to have a group. He said 3 of them brothers is gay now, overnight. He said, so we know that there's somebody turning somebody into something. Now, how did that happen? That means that you have 2 levels of shit that you getting right off your TV screen. Exactly. Get the movie Fight Club. How they can take a snippet and put something in and it's a frame a minute, And you might see it, but you can't see it with these eyes, but your subconscious get it, because they done put some peanuts up in there, and you don't know when they snip a peanuts up in there, and you watching a regular movie, and the next thing you know, you got some fondness for some male. That's mind control. And it's coming from the TV set. That's the most powerful one. So now let's go a little deeper. When these brothers approached me in Newark, New Jersey, it's the rap videos. Now, it ain't got nothing to do with the rapper. What happens is this. We don't run the distribution. We don't run MTV, VH1, BET, it's all the same. But what happens is there's two frames. They know when you seeing Jay-Z and you seeing all these naked women, behind there it can be naked men having orgies. But you can't see it because you're looking at what's in the foreground. Now let me give you an example. Anybody know now that has seen DVD technology? You can buy one DVD with 4 movies on it, right? Or you can buy a DVD with two or three different types of alternative movies. This means that you will have layers. While one thing is going on, and you watching one movie, there's another thing going on in between. So that proves that we talk about mind control. And the number one mind control is the TV set.
Did y'all catch what he said? He said the number one thing is mind control. Now, when I've said this several times, like that is their best weapon. Their best weapon is to subliminally program you with mind control. Mind control is the most used thing now than it has ever been in history. You know what I mean? The past 4 years. He just gave you an example. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, you know, you got kids who are being babysat. They're sat right in front of the TV. You know, people want to act like this is no big deal. Like this has nothing to do with anything. No, it does. That's their number one. This is why they're going to make sure Sexy Red and Suki Hana and all these ratchet bullshit is going to be out there. You see what I'm saying? You can be, like he said, you can be watching a movie and underneath that movie, a gay orgy. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you got some, I like the way he put it, but you got some random gay thoughts. Like, I wonder what it'd be like to suck a dick. That's an extreme, I'm stupid. That's an extreme example, but you get my point. Remember, they do it, they have to show you at times how they do this. They do it with music, they do it with TV. Remember in Watchmen, if you watch Watchmen, the series with Regina King in episode 6, they were showing programming the mind in the movie theater. See what I mean? Again, I don't mean to be redundant. If you have not seen Watchmen, at least watch episode 6. The Nation of Islam said, nah, you can't share that, right? You know what I mean? I'm telling y'all, before I come on here and go live with y'all and have these discussions, I make sure that the videos play before I show you a clip of anything. I want to make sure. That's the Virgo in me. And yet and still, I checked it a couple times last night. I had every intention of showing y'all that clip. The Oozj said, nah, you can't do that. You can't show, not that nigga. You see what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's not funny. Try again, mother sucker. Sonetta, the conscious Don King. Right. Makes it easy to see why DVDs are damn near gone, too. Right. Blockbusters completely went out of business. People call me crazy for talking about mind control and neuro-linguistic programming. NLP is one of the most powerful things you can do. You know, this is why I suggest not just mantras, but subliminals, binaural beats. If you do not control your mind, someone else absolutely will program it for you. Okay? Y'all can't possibly think that now, more than ever, people are these are children now coming out at thinking they are the opposite sex that they've born. And they get promoting this as normal. You know what I mean? Why can't stuff like let me show y'all something. Why can't stuff like this go viral? And now that's gone. Ain't this a bitch? Unbelievable. Another clip that I wanted to show y'all is now gone. I can't make this shit up, y'all. I really cannot make this up. But I think Konami got me. He did. Why can't stuff like this go viral? Check this out. I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised to see. Why can't something like that go viral? You know what I mean? Positive. Everybody looking in the camera say, I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. I still have an issue with the word black, though, as it applies to us. But it's just me. You know what I mean? It's just me. Pause. Subtle Dora pause. But yeah, I get it, though. Yep, of Watchmen. It's subtle. Peace and blessings, legacy, Sigma. Now, I had that saved somewhere else and I couldn't find it. So, yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how negative shit. Now, you know what else amazes me? It may not amaze anyone else here, but it amazes me how they have to control us. You know what I mean? They have to. No other race has to be controlled. Us, melanated men and women. It amazes the fuck out of me. We can't govern our own neighborhoods. They need to police and patrol our neighborhoods. You got to understand something. It always wasn't like this. There was a time when we actually governed our own communities. We were in charge of what we saw. Someone came along and said, nah, we need to civilize you. Now that made me smile inside. That's what I'm saying. They don't know that we are Moors, Brother Magic. Great video clip also. I had to share that. As a matter of fact, what I meant to do, I meant to open with that just to make you smile. I'm always being silly. You know what I mean? For the most part, I'm always being silly. Because the next clip I'm going to show you, if you don't laugh at this, you don't have a sense of humor, right? It's the end of the week, you know, and it's almost the weekend. So why not? But again, this amazes me. This amazes that we are the only group that has to be micromanaged. You know what I mean? They said it in the book of Clarence. I think Jebediah said it. You are scared of us. That's what you're afraid of. You're a weak little man. He said this to the Roman guy. Have y'all seen it yet? The book of Clarence has been out, what, 3 weeks now? I heavily promoted it. So I know Brother Konami heavily promoted it. Y'all should have seen this movie by now. Okay? Y'all should have seen it. But once again, we are programmed. We are programmed. There's plenty of Black people, when I say Black, y'all know what I mean, that consider it blasphemy. Isn't that amazing? Even though those people look like that, they still consider it blasphemy. You sent me some clips for later? Okay, that's what's up. But I got to show you this. If you don't laugh at this, this might not be the channel for you. Because this is some hilarious shit here. You got to be ready for this. All right? Got to be ready for this. Check this out. Woo! Said you and yeah, please wait until the end of this broadcast. Seen it first weekend it came out. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm about to watch it again. It's already for rent and sale. So is The Color Purple. Britney Spears before Britney. Yeah. Yeah, that feeling like in my stomach just turned to vomit. Oh man, you would think this man was on cocaine or something, the way he was moving. What up, Magic? Peace to you and everyone in the room. Philly in the house, just got off work in the park, deep breathing and soaking up nature. That's what's up. Peace, peace, peace. I really wanted to show y'all Khalid Muhammad, though. I really wanted to. Why, man? Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Oh, they said, nah, you can't do that. If you get a chance, please check out Khalid Muhammad. Now, back to what Bobby was saying. Um, People will look at that clip that I just showed y'all and think, oh, he's against homosexuality. They don't realize there's a bigger agenda at issue here. You see what I'm saying? It's people actually just turn off. They're programmed to turn off as soon as they think there's a threat to homosexuality in general. You know what I mean? Now, I had an interview with this sister 3 times, I think, on this channel. Okay. It looks like I've taken them all down, right? Not going to say her name. Don't need to. There's no need. You know, but I thought me and this sister was cool. We was cool for like 2-3 years, you know. Not only did she have an issue with me posting memes about Cam Newton. Remember when Cam Newton was dressing all crazy and all those memes came out about he looked like somebody's grandma and all that? She not only had a problem with that, but she had a problem also when she asked me, do you think like this? I said, I was traveling at the time. I said, I'm traveling right now. Let me get back at you as soon as I get settled. I'm on the road right now. No, do you think like this? Yes or no? Who fuck you think you're talking to? You know what I mean? But anyway, I will get back at you. Once I got home and got settled, I reached out to her. Okay, I'm settled down now. You know, if you want to know what my thoughts are, we can have that discussion now. No, I don't want to talk about it anymore. We ain't talk about it the first time. You know what I mean? Then she says, no, I just pressed forward. That's what happened. I pressed forward and said, look, yeah, I know I don't agree with homosexuality. That doesn't mean I hate everybody who's homosexual or gay. I said, I do have a problem when it's pushed off on kids. You know what I mean? Pushed off on kids and shoved down our throats. I do have a problem with that. When you have what? They're just trying to live. They're just trying to exist, shaking my head. Suffice to say, me and her are friends no more, you know. But anytime anybody's beliefs or opinions or thoughts differ from yours and you have a problem with it, no, there's a problem with you. Okay. Everybody don't have to think the same, nor do we have to agree on the same things. All right. She totally skipped over what I said about children. Totally skipped over that and said, oh, they just trying to exist. Totally forget about the children. You ain't got nothing to say about that, huh? So, you know, it goes to show you that once a Virgo gets to a certain point, we'll act like you never existed. And I thought we had some good rapport, the interviews we did, but it is what it is. He was dressed like a supervillain. Yeah, it used to be a lot of dudes like that back in the day. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I have had to, and I've finally come to a point where I don't feel the need to explain anymore because these people, they will fight you tooth and nail and act like something's wrong with you because you don't agree with that lifestyle. It is what it is. And I said what I said. Yeah, they have made. Notice what Caribbean Grimoire just said. He says people are very funny these days. I can testify to that when touching that subject. Why are people so testy about it now? What is it You can't tell me that this ain't the biggest bullying group there is now. You can't tell me that. You can't convince me otherwise. You know, people are now afraid to even touch that subject. Why? Why are people afraid to touch that subject? I had another clip I wanted to show y'all today. Maybe I'll get to it, maybe I won't. I think I got it. I found it. Watch what Bobby says in this video. Oh.
I have a question. Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah.
Considering the topic of being a post-traumatic slave syndrome, what would be the symptoms that we can see in our people on the, outright, as far as that traumatizing effect upon our people?
Or what we can basically see, I mean, you could just, naturally behavior, appearance. I mean, it could be, take for instance, they had this guy that broke in this house last week broke in this house in a black guy, young guy, 24 years old, that went to this white woman, and I think she was 95 years old, and he asked her for some water, and then raped her repeatedly, cooked some dinner, and all of that. Now, anybody know anything about rape? Rape has a lot to do with power. So after they commit that act, they don't necessarily enjoy it as much more than they do the actual power. But for the mere fact that this guy raped her repeatedly, that means that he was actually turned on. So we've gone down to that particular level of psychological conditioning where you could have these types of things that's going on. I mean, a 95-year-old woman, black or white, I mean, how can you even get turned on? So obviously you're still talking about a form of post-traumatic syndrome, slavery syndrome, that would create this type of monster to do something like that now, and basically it's, the more and more the society gets that we don't have certain cultural laws to guide us, these things happen. Let me give you an example about cultural laws. We're not necessarily talking about the African laws, but we had certain things set up prior to post-slavery. We had certain laws and certain cultural things that we had put together post-slavery, mainly out of segregation, that in so many words, it was a cohesiveness that taught us how to behave. Things that happen, but we talking about 30 years, going there almost 40 years prior to, desegregation, and now these laws are actually breaking down. These cohesive laws that we used to have, not written laws, but certain things we just didn't do based on certain things in the community that was set up that way. Now we're talking about 40 years prior. Those cohesive laws are breaking down every day. We're losing more and more people based on those particular laws. So therefore you would have this type of niggers gone wild, if you want to say some stuff like that. No. But then, so what we're talking about here is, it goes into the same thing about assimilation. Whereas you would have W.E.B. Du Bois said, well, we're trying to integrate, but what are we integrating into?
That's right.
This is right before he died, when he really, saw what was going on after years of even thinking that was a part of it himself that is supposed to be this assimilation. But see, what happens here is we are the only people that assimilate. So we still talking that particular post-slavery traumatic syndrome, but as we go on, those particular things that we had set in place was cohesive. Let me give you an example. In the 1970s, it was common for the European, if they wanted to get a certain platform to pass or to be looked on as legitimate, they would make sure that they would get the black community in it. Because we set the moral standard in America at a certain time. They knew that, you know, certain black people gonna do a certain thing with a certain behavior. So that's how powerful our pre-slavery behavioral pattern was based on segregation. So they understood if we wait about 30 to 40 years with you doing what you want to do, that all that cohesive behavior that was standard of great common sense behavior would erode. And as a result, you got this straight up the animal level.
So dig what he said. It's still going on today. You know, we set the standard. We're the face of everything they want to put out. Okay. The proof is in the pudding, y'all. The proof is in the pudding. Every time you want to see, how am I going to put this? A homosexual union on TV, it's always two brothers. Always. I don't recall seeing any white men together, not on shows, not on anything. You know, American Guys is another example, showing melanated men in the act, and they make it beautiful. If you get what I'm saying, they make it as mesmerizing as possible. You see what I'm saying? Now, what's funny, what Bobby just said is that animal behavior. And we all know rape is animal behavior. Let's face it. You know what I mean? I remember back in 92, I clearly remember the year. Okay. I remember hearing on the news back in Philadelphia, before me and my wife got back up together. I remember hearing about an 80-year-old woman who was raped repeatedly, just like he just said. This was in Philadelphia. And I remember thinking, how can you get turned on by an 80-year-old woman? You know what I mean? Animal level. It's the same thing. We say, how can you get turned on by a child? Animal level. You know what I mean? Post-traumatic slave syndrome. We weren't always this way, y'all. Y'all can take it or leave it. We weren't the way that the melanated race is right now. We were not always this way. Said what I said. Y'all still here? I never seen this clip in particular, but that sounds terrible. I never heard of that story. Check out his Black mental health series. I can't stand Sonetta, but his catalog has a right. I ain't gonna speak about him. I have my opinions too, but his catalog of Bobby is on point. And some of the clips that I like to show y'all, he was behind the camera. He was behind the camera on that 4-disc People in the Street. You know what I mean? He was behind the camera on that, and that's just hours of interviewing people in New York. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. Because I did show y'all a clip from there before. Sorry about burping, but you know, I drink a lot of coffee. If I can find it. Uh, let me see. I might be able to find it, maybe not. If not, save it for another time. But I have shown you parts of the clip where they are interviewing people on the street. They even got Bobby, they got Azazel, they got Asir, Duke of Tears on there. You know, it's just live interviews, kind of. Anybody remember that? Because oh, here we go. Because the first person that talks on there is his name Shaka Zulu? Brother Shaka Zulu? Is that his name?
Choice. His choices.
I'm backing up.
These are not your choices.
I'm backing up.
If you have a choice, come up with a third one. But you can't. You will either do what he say do, or you will do what he say don't do. Islam has been and always will be. It is not a religion. It is a natural way of life that has been here since existence has been. People get caught up in chasing the people from the Middle East. They get caught up in chasing ideas and concepts of the ancient world. Well, when your slave ancestors arrived on the good ship Jesus in 1555 to Jamestown, Virginia, there was only 21 slaves on the ship, and those 21 slaves were Muslim. This is a well-known, documented fact. Illegal alien status. We the only race with a black
formula based on the fact as the original man now gets supplanted, because now I'm starting to reduce my own self. It's not about me joining up. It's not about, let's say, brothers and sisters becoming cops as an analogy. It's about the mentality that goes behind them joining an organization that they know kills their own people.
Particularly, I mean, you know what I noticed, brother? Particularly, I'm out here every day, all day. I see sisters all day long joining the force.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
sisters.
Yeah.
Being police in the police academy.
Wow, that's a beat. That's really dope. Go ahead, brother.
So I mean, like that's deep, man. That hurt my heart when I see that every day, man. And it's like they doing it. I mean, it's not like they was 5 years old and their dream was to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? It's like society, they got it settled where everybody's on a money grind.
Yeah.
So they like, I'm gonna do what I got to do to make some money. You know, I don't want to hear none of that black shit. That niggas kicking on the street. This white man's paying my so-called paying my bills. He's so-called helping me. So you know, I'm gonna go to him. She goes to him now. And now we the only race where a man and a woman can't get along with each other.
But that's purposeful. There's a thing in Hollywood right now where they put out an edict that no black man or black woman could be together on screen. No, none of them. There's a show right now called Army Wives, right? Yeah. And the whole thing starts with a black man and a black woman that's in the army breaking up, right? But then when you watch the show Heroes, you got a black man with a white woman. See what I'm saying? Or a white woman with a black man. There's a new movie coming out called The Last King or some shit about Excalibur. Because what we have to realize is that this whole fiction, this whole illusion runs on the back of the black woman, the original woman, and the Caucasian male. When Gloria Steinem, back after the Civil Rights Movement, right? Gloria Steinem and this chick named Paglia, they came up with the feminist movement, right? The feminist movement came out, and basically that came on the piggyback of the Civil Rights Movement, right? What that did was it told original women, you should stop thinking about the rights for yourself and your family and start only thinking about what it means to be a woman. You understand? Because what we have to realize too is that the Caucasian woman was enslaved longer than everybody. Right. But she was used as an icon, as an image of beauty to get in the minds of original women to get them to think that she's the joint.
So I can go to any point on here and there's going to be interview. Just talking to people.
To their wife. The black man could not go home to his wife. He didn't have no fucking freedom of movement. He didn't have no salary. Now that's slavery. That's slavery. The only people who have the right to cry foul in this motherfucker is the black American, because the Holocaust took place here and was perpetrated by the white men here. If the Jews want to say anything, send their ass to fucking Germany and cry over there. Nobody did nothing to them over here. That's right.
Send your ass. Oh man, that brother is very knowledgeable. Now I got 4 DVDs, and all 4 are just people that are being interviewed, that's being talked to. Like I said, Bobby's on there, Azel's on here. Y'all saw it said Duke of Tears. You see Brother Shabazz, I think he passed. Was that what one of y'all said? That he passed already? Yeah, I knew it had brother. Yeah, this had hella gems on it. Yeah, I made it available, sir. Sir, I made it available on Patreon. I give Patreon access first. I said, if you want this is what it costs. All right, I paid for it. You're gonna have to pay for it. You know what I mean? No interest. Anyway, what was my point in that? What was my point? Is we have learned how to be savages. We have learned how to be savages in general. You know what I mean? We have learned to be sufficient with praying, and that's it. We have been taught our magic is evil. It is not up to us to change our destiny. It's up to God. You know what I mean? We've been taught all this nonsense. You know what I mean? And when someone goes against it, they're being looked at as crazy. That is sad. But it has taken so long for us to get to this particular point where we are only operating from our root chakra. You know what I mean? An 80-year-old raped repeatedly, that means he was turned on repeatedly. You know what I mean? By an 80-year-old woman. Think about that, or think about somebody being attracted and I don't even like to say that, but molesting a child that's 6 or 7 years old, and you're getting turned on by that. We have learned this behavior from somewhere else. All right. If the masses would do their history and do their research in history, they would show that we had civilizations that live, like Bobby said, with a moral compass. There's certain stuff you just did not do, right? Now it's anything goes. You know what I mean? Anything goes. And how many times have I said, when you start growing in your spirituality, certain things just really turn you off and you want to be away from people. You know what I mean? They didn't kidnap slaves. They didn't kidnap slaves. What they kidnapped was professors and lawyers and doctors and healers and shamans, and they made them slaves. See what I mean? They made them slaves. All of this has been prophesied. All of it. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to get off in a tangent there, but if we don't get back to the magic, then what else is there? You know what I mean? How else? How long are people going to leave their destiny and their fates to an invisible deity in the sky? Okay? As soon as you are able to think for yourself, there's a problem with people. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be this way. That was the whole goal of making this channel. You know what I mean? I thank Brother Bobby especially, for bringing the Black consciousness, making us aware that we fucked with magic. You know what I mean? It was our birthright. It was inherently in all of us, that divine spark. See what I'm saying? I gotta check. That had to be an entity. That had to be an entity. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to end it here, people. I was not able to show y'all. That is crazy to me. I checked it. I swear, I checked it last night. Khalid Muhammad was going off. Like I said, if you're just now coming into knowledge, that's a good starting point. You know what I mean? That is an excellent starting point. He had a debate with a lawyer, and this is the first time I had ever heard him speak. He had a debate with a Jewish lawyer, and when he just went in, and he started calling him the dumb devil said, and I was like unapologetic, just fiery rhetoric, and I was like, I had never heard of a man talk to a white man that way. Never. So they still have his videos, some of them, on YouTube. Check them out when you get a chance. Yeah, Khalid was the truth, man. And when he passed away, I remember my heart sank when I heard that he had passed away. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? But they can't let a brother like that. Remember when the brother got dragged from a truck in Jasper, Texas? Khalid came here. He went to Jasper with his little army. They was going to fuck shit up. You know, he had that kind of fire within him. Okay? Like I said, though, you want to learn magic, there's certain people you need to go to. Bobby and Azazel. You want to know this history, go to Asir, Ducateers, C. Freemanel. You want to know like guerrilla warfare and also history, Khalid Muhammad. You know what I mean? The knowledge is out there. You just got to see who you want to get it from. If it ain't from me, that's perfectly fine. You know, all I'm teaching is magic. That's all I'm doing. And I'm teaching just the bare basics at the very least. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for joining me as always. I always have fun interacting with y'all. And don't forget, tomorrow, Moonfeather, Konami, and Ronan got their show. And then Saturday, Bush Whisperer has the roundtable also on YouTube. Okay. You got plenty to go to. If you're just getting started, there's plenty to go to. You know what I mean? You just got to take one step forward. All right. I will see y'all next time. I am the one, the only, the wise, enigmatic, the mystical, magical, sorceress, hilarious, the undeniable, Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all next time. As always,